let's talk a little bit more about the Guardians Massacre aftermath and what that means for the world of Invincible.
Yeah. This was, I mean, I remember watching this for the first time, and this was like what I wanted to see because I was like, how do you even, what happens after
Mm.
that scene? And so it's just so sick seeing like his invisible agents and they show up and they're like, damn, like these guys just got bodied. Um, and they like, I think one of them like steps on Red Rush's eye and like, it's just gross. And I remember watching it, I think for the first time, and when they were like they applied some like gel on Aquarius,
Yeah.
like some sealant. Maybe it's to like, I don't really know. Try and like, uh,
Preserve his body.
yeah, until it can like be taken to whatever lab or something. When I remember when I first saw and they were doing that, I was like, oh, did they just bring them all back through this like this
Oh,
gel stuff? Like I did kind of think like they would somehow find a way to bring the characters back. Mainly because I was just kind of like, oh, like I kind of wanted to see them do more. I mean, it's great that they all die, and like the show introduces so many cool characters that I don't miss them. Um, but and then when they put like the collar thing on like Immortal, and he like momentarily like the body like moves.
yeah.
And obviously like Immortal does come back. I don't know if I really anticipated it, even though his name is Immortal. Like, but I was hoping. I'm glad he does come back because that scene, I was like, maybe they can fix them somehow.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
that's a glint of hope that went away really quickly.
yeah,
But
I
then,
love. Go ahead.
no, you go.
I was gonna say this is jumping ahead a little bit, but I love Nolan's like cover up story where he's like I received a distress call. And then someone just turned the lights off and I was attacked. Like so like you can tell Cecil doesn't like fully
Yeah, yeah.
buy it.
I think
Um
I don't think I think he knows. I don't know. I think he knows pretty early on that like
yeah, I mean I think I just love also like this is the first time we see Cecil. It's before we really know him as like a character. I love when he like shows up and he's just like, God damn it, like it's like such a it's not he doesn't react like, oh my God, like I knew these people and they just all he's like, damn, like this just is such a we just
setback.
lost all these like assets to like protecting the earth. Like,
Yeah.
um yeah, so I think he doesn't want to like I don't know. I mean, either way, like finding that like whether it was Omni-Man that did that or if it was someone else, either way, it's like that's someone is a threat. Um in which I think that's the final post credit scene. He touches on that, but
Mhm.
um, yeah, I just think with Damien Darkblood, who was introduced this episode and only lasts a couple episodes before we just. Do you think we'll see him again?
I hope so. I think he's a really cool character.
He
I
is
think
cool.
there's more to him and I think he could be like pretty helpful in some scenarios. Maybe not necessarily against like the Viltrums, but I don't know, I loved his character and he's voiced by Clancy Brown, who we hear again in season two. Um and I don't know, I love his like character design too, so maybe. What do you think? Do you like him? Do you like the guy?
He's really cool. Um, I remember like when he was introduced, I was like, oh, like this is a fun character. Like he's like sleuthing, and then again, like either next episode or the episode after that, like he gets like
Spanish.
banished or something. Um, yeah, he feels like a character that should come back. Like it would be weird if his only purpose was just to kind of like convince Cecil that it was Nolan. But I don't know. I actually have no clue what happens with him in the comics. Like I kind of hope he comes back, but
Me either.
maybe he won't. He's cool though. He's like Hellboy meets like Constantine, you know. Um, and he does like magic stuff. Like we don't ever see that in this world.
Yeah.
So
He's got a lot of layers to him.
yeah, he has a
Um,
cool trench coat.
yeah. A cool hat.
He's
What?
kind of like chubby. Go ahead.
I was just gonna move on.
Yeah, yeah. We can move on.
Megan said, body representation.
We don't see that much for like superheroes, and not that he's like a superhero, but
It's a
he
detective.
kind of has like a dad bod, sort of. He's not like Omni Man, but that's okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
Moving on. What what do we think Braxmoy means? Do we ever get that translated?
ooh, when say that again?
Braxmoy? When the Martians are like, Braxmoy!
Ooh, that's a good question. I bet it's like a really easy like answer. Alex Malloy. I don't know. When I was watching the episode, Amazon does some of the trivia, and I was kind of like taking some notes, so I wasn't always like looking at that. But I think when the lead Flaxen, he says die at some point towards the end, and that's like the only like English word he speaks in the whole episode. But
Uh-huh.
did you find out what it means?
No.
Oh, okay. Probably like charge.
I like it. I want to know who like makes up these languages, like in any TV show or any movie.
Yeah.
That's a job.
It's crazy how like I mean, this is obviously such a quick like thing, you just kind of have to come up with some gibberish phrases. But somewhat like Klingon and like Elvish, like where people actually it's like a real it's like a real language. That's crazy. It's crazy that it's so off topic. It's crazy that people spend time like learning Klingon instead of like a real world like Spanish or German. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
something that like it's okay, cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
But like I, if you're gonna spend that much time learning like why would you pick like a made up like that you can only use at like Comic Cons?
Well, and
No,
it
no hate, no hate.
feels so like complicated to learn like a language that really isn't used.
Yeah,
Like
I imagine
you
it
can't just
would
look
be
up
harder to learn.
like the translation. You can't go to Google Translate and go, how do you say blah blah blah?
Yeah, that's true. I always actually am curious, like, do you have to like be taught or do they have some like big manuscript that has like
I don't know, man.
that's
Nerd.
crazy. That is crazy. That's funny though.